I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
Travis Wayne Goodsell, Antebellum, who had to change their name with the Black Lives Matter protests to whatever it is now, it has a song that I really like, The Joys of Being Alone. But I'm kind of surprised that Mormons are not demanding from their prophets, because Bishop Reed Hammond kicked me out. Didn't excommunicate me, just kicked me out. He tried to extort me. I don't extort. If you're going to play games with me, threaten me, I don't respond. But prophecy's being fulfilled by your prophets, Mormons. What's going on? Why aren't you demanding more from your prophets? Heber C. Kimball, we'll start with him, as he's the first one to give it, because you guys don't believe in Joseph Smith, from what I've been telling you he's been saying. Gave a talk, and so which website should I use for this? Should I use the church's website, which likely will have editings? I already see a ... Or this guy who's doing a thirdhour.org. He's hardcore Mormon. This is where I got my information on the video you guys chose not to watch from yesterday. But I guess we'll do the church, because Mormons will throw a hissy fit if I quote from anybody else. And so, yeah, this is President Gordon B. Hinckley who references it. That's July 1990. And so it's not from conference. It's just the first presidency message from the Ensign. It's now changed now, hasn't it? Alright, so let's see if I can scroll down and find it. Mine drifted back 135 years. Nauvoo, history of the church. Gentlemen, between that sultry day. If you've seen my videos on Carthage Jail, you know how pissed I am. Here's the forensic evidence notes that I was going to do. I included it in an hour-long video, and it was at the final 15 minutes that nobody listens to. So I thought about doing a separate one just for it. City on a hill cannot be hid. Oh. Where is it? Am I going to have to... Because I can't... See, third hour is more reliable. You can't rely on the church for anything. There we go. Life of Heber C. Kimball. Alright. 1856. And so, yeah, he doesn't quote the whole thing. So... and it doesn't have it. It just says... I want to say to you, my brethren, the time is coming when we will be mixed up in these now peaceful valleys. Peaceful? You are holding women as sex slaves, having trafficked them into Mexico territory. Oh, dear God. White supremacists are so screwed up in the head. To the extent that it will be difficult to tell the face of a saint from the face of an enemy to the people of God. Then, brethren, he went on, look out for the great sieve, for there will be a great sifting time. And this is what I was going to get into, but Hinckley cut it out. So now I got to double click on this, because the church traps you, doesn't allow you to go back or forward. Alright, so where are you, third hour? There you are. Alright. See, he's got the whole quote here. Good job. Forum for Latter-day Saints. So it's safe, right, Mormons? No, Travis, you're evil, apostate, satanic, Korahor. We don't trust you. What you say is fake news, even though you claim it's from the church. Yeah, whatever. Alright. Conference report, 1930, because this was one of his descendants repeating this, if I remember correctly. That's why it was in the conference report in 1930. Was it J. Golden Kimball? Or was he later on? Or maybe his father or something. And he was then quoting his father and quoting Heber. Anyway. Gathered Salt Lake City, wickedest cities of the world. Oh God, this really annoys me now that I've learned all about Heber C. Kimball and his history. Oh. Alright. All kinds of religions will be started and miracles performed. Yeah, well, that didn't happen. Persecution comes next. And all Latter-day Saints will be tested to the limit. That gay agenda! Have you seen the Mormon leaks? Where they're talking about the gay agenda and what to do about it. Oh, they're so white supremacist. So disgusting, it's hilarious. Alright, here it is. The judgments of God will be poured out upon the wicked. Did you catch that? To the extent that our elders from far and near will be called home. Heber knew. This is why I'm pissed with him. Heber knew. Or in other words, the gospel will be taken from the Gentiles. And he claims later it'll be carried to the Jews, except Mormons believe the Christian view that Jesus will come when the Jews are destroyed to tell the remaining few handful of Jews, hey, you persecuted me, you guys. Shame on you. Repent and be Christian. White supremacists. I tell ya. Just haters of everybody. So then we get to President Ezra Taft Benson. The Constitution as prophesied by Joseph Smith. Or he says, I have faith that the Constitution as prophesied by Joseph Smith will be saved. But then he adds his extra little bit of information. Remember, Ezra Taft Benson was Secretary of Agriculture. He talked about how he met with Russian leaders face to face, communist leaders face to face, and knew that fascism was the true governing principle. They would never speak out against fascism. Never. Dear God, what does it take? But anyway, he throws in, but it will not be saved in Washington. Now, he said that at a BYU devotional, so that when conference came around, he gave the same talk. And all Mormons who had heard his BYU devotional, because here in Utah you can watch it on TV, they were all going, "Oh, he's going to say it. He's going to say it. He's going to say it." He didn't say it. Or the church edited it out after he died. Not quite sure which. Church has a tendency of doing either. But he left out, but it will not be saved in Washington. But thank goodness for the internet and the uploading of digital videos from the yonder years when people would record the BYU devotionals and have them available on VHS tape. And so now we can put them to digital, make them available for all the world to reveal the secret works of darkness revealed on the rooftops. Prophecy, right? Made very aware in the movie Fahrenheit 451. 1960 version is my favorite, or was it Time Machine that was 1960? Because then there was also 1984. They're all right around that same time period, and then they've had revisions. But yeah, the old classics are what I'm referring to. Those are the ones I love. They had the antennas that he shows at the beginning, and that's an important symbolism for the message of the story, which is all about the importance of texts and books, whereas the TV antennas were being used for brainwashing, mind control. And so Benson knew of the insurrection and was contradicting Joseph Smith, saying Joseph Smith was wrong. 19 July 1840. Remember, Mormons don't believe in Joseph Smith. They only believe in the current prophets, even though they're now dead. And so Heber C. Kimball knew that there was going to be something around the whole world that would cause the missionaries to be called home. President Ezra Taft Benson knew that there was going to be an insurrection and that the Constitution would fail, that America would be taken over, because it's not going to be saved in Washington. America and Washington, D.C. are going to fall. They knew this. They had advanced knowledge, which Mormons call prophecy. That's why you dismiss Joseph Smith, because Joseph Smith, in that 19 July 1840 talk, says the Mormons are going to go save the Constitution in Washington. Save it from the brink of ruin. Oops. Joseph Smith is a false prophet, huh, Mormons? Only the Brighamite Mormon prophets are the true Mormon prophets. Hinckley gave a talk in October of 2000 or 2001. I'd have to check again. But I couldn't find any prophet that said that the prophecies were going to come to pass. And here I am finding the signs in the heavens, and my neighbor, good old Bill, who no longer takes me out to dinner to see how I'm doing, because his wife thinks I'm the most evil, apostate, Korahor, Satan-worshipping demon on the face of the earth, despite all that I've done for them, thanks to Bishop Reed Hammond. But nonetheless, he pointed out that President Hinckley did at one point in time give such a talk that says that the prophecies of Joel have all been fulfilled. In 2000, 2001? What? I'm pretty sure it was in 2000 because it was before 9/11. But so it would have been October 2000, most likely. And so, yeah, I found it, read it, and went, oh man, Hinckley, no, you're way too early. But again, he knew, they know of the signs in the heavens. And so then we have 2014, 2015 come along. And Mormons are like, oh, is this the signs in the heavens? Is this it? Is this it that we've been waiting for? I've been waiting for this moment for all of my life. Oh, Lord. Phil Collins, if you're unaware. And introduced in Miami Vice, that one episode, the TV show. Not the reboot movie. And so they knew. They knew what Mormons knew. We all know these prophecies, but the church won't make them to the forefront of our doctrine. They won't publish them in canon for all Mormons to know about. You know, they quote them, but then take out the key stuff from it, like Hinckley did. God. They knew. They knew the sifting was going to be coronavirus. It was going to kill off the weak and preserve the strong. Anybody know about Korahor and his doctrinal teachings? About survival of the fittest? They knew of the coming insurrection. How did Nelson know? Oh, right, that temple in Russia, where I've been doing video after video after video after video of people who are refusing to listen, that you can't do business with Russia unless you are corrupt. What does Russia want to do to America? Well, gee, we just found out on the 6th of January. He wants it destroyed. Russia is behind QAnon. QAnon are the liars, pants on fires, who are misinforming and disinforming Americans. Well, gee, that sounds like a war strategy, Travis. Like something that came out of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Yes! They're our enemy. And yet they got even my own neighbors to post on Facebook, I'd rather be Russian than vote Democrat. As t-shirts were made and all of that. And the prophets all knew. They knew what was coming. They knew that the weapon that was going to be used to kill off the weak was going to be a virus. They knew that there was going to be an insurrection. They knew there was going to be a president who would be put on the presidency by Russia. They knew. And Mormons call it prophecy. And you guys, Mormons, won't listen to me when I say, hey, the Book of Mormon knew all about this. Hey, Doctrine and Covenants knew all about this. Section 45, verse 31 is the coronavirus. 1 Nephi, chapter 1 is Trump. And they even knew the year when he was going to take over the presidency. Lehi has 2 dreams. Well, yeah, but the second one is where he has 2 signs in the heaven merged together. 2 separate dates. Because signs in the heavens are a specific date. Depending on your calendar, it will be a different date. But according to our calendar, it happened as the sign told us it was going to happen. And sure enough, as the Book of Mormon told us, Trump came in 2017. And so what is that other date again? We haven't really been paying attention, Travis. 2024. We all know the date. When 21st of August, which was Monson's birthday, which I find very fascinating because they couldn't have known that. Somebody else had to have been involved in that connection. Plus the connection that it was the Egyptian New Year. But, yeah, they all knew. And so what happens? Are you aware that in Revelation there's also a false prophet who kind of works with the beast, which we've learned with the plagues, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which is of Revelation rather than the end of the world. But the 4 horsemen are referred to as kings, because each of the beasts that ride the horses have crowns. They're kings. So when we get to the part where it talks about the beast, 666, the number of the beast, hell and fire. Yeah, and what was the mark of the beast in the forehead? MAGA? Any Mormon MAGA out there? Anybody have a clue as to what the mark in the forehead would be if you're a MAGA Mormon? Anybody? Anybody? I'll give you a hint. It's colored red. And you often use it for baseball. I never wear the cap the right way. Only when I was playing Little League Baseball, because the coach told me I had to. But otherwise, I wear my hat backwards. So I have if I were to buy this MAGA hat, the mark of the beast would be on the back of my head. The hind head. Instead of the forehead. And then the image of the beast. Oh, we've got these things called TVs and digital devices that can stream. Isn't that wonderful? Image of the beast shown all around the world. And those who do not give loyalty to the beast, he punishes. And all fear the beast. He's going to tweet bad things about us. Oh no, I'm such a snowflake. Yeah, it's all right there in Scripture. But you'd rather believe in Heber C. Kimball, Ezra Taft Benson, and Nelson. Nelson knew in advance of how serious the coronavirus was, and guess what? He called the missionaries home shortly, briefly, temporarily, but now he won't even shut down. We're worse than when he first shut down and brought the missionaries home. We're worse. And he's got the churches open. And we're still getting super spreaders. The super spreaders are lessening. Good. Except that we have this mutant strain that's worse. And we still have a lot of people left to get vaccinated, and people are having to do the two versions, have to wait 21 days, and so they're getting reinfected, and not good. So yeah, the doctors are concerned that by March or April we'll see a rise because of the mutant strains. That's why they're urgently hoping we can get as many people vaccinated as possible before then. And especially get the one-shots out as quick as possible to save as many lives as possible before the mutant strain takes hold. But yeah, Nelson knew. Herbert knew. And yet they're sifting the weak from among us like Korihor, so that those who survive in 2024, remember that weekend when it happens, after it's on a Monday, all Mormons know the significance of the 6th of April, even though you got the date wrong. I mean, it's bad enough that Matthew threw in several different dates, and then Luke adds another one. But to have Mormons misunderstand the manner of writing in the early 1800s, thus gave him a new birth date, which was also wrong. But anyway, yeah, I just, whose side are you on, Mormons? Because you're not on the Lord's side, the true Lord. You're following Nelson, and you're reaping the consequences of following Nelson as you get infected and die. As you side with the insurrectionists. And here I am, one of you, cast out because I said Joseph Smith was a translator. That the Book of Mormon is true, it's just encoded, not an actual history by actual indigenous people. But again, you reap what you sow, and it's sifting time. So yeah, I'm kind of worried about what's coming up. I did the video that nobody watched, as I told you, about the total lunar eclipse that's happening in May 26th. And so get your Deadpools out. Mormon Prophet Deadpool. And place your bets now. But we have Passover coming up again, right around the same time as the mutant strain is going to take hold. So yeah, I don't seek bad on Mormons. It's Mormons who seek bad on me. You can tell by their thumbs down. I get the regular 2. Lately there's been 3, sometimes 4. But yeah, Mormons aren't even listening anymore. So now it's just the one or two people that have not been assassinated by the coronavirus. This channel, I only have just over 250 subscribers, and the majority of them no longer communicate as they did in the beginning. And I know that sometimes people just want to listen. They're not interested in having conversation. But there were people that were conversing regularly who are no longer conversing regularly, and that concerns me. Because they're, like I said, they knew. They premeditatively knew, and Nelson is silent. And he's encouraging and inciting people to insurrection and to go out and get infected and die. It's all part of their plot. And I failed in the courts, which that was expected. But that's all I can do as a lone individual who has no power, no authority in government or religion or in society or on social media. But I've warned you. I've been the lone warning voice, as others, like the Anonymous Latter-day Saint and Random Muse, are helping to spread my message. So thanks, guys. I'm concerned about you, Frederick. I always want to call you Eric. I haven't heard from you in a while. You doing okay? I've been calling out for David. David's gone. He's one of them that are gone now, apparently. There was a guy who reached out not too long ago, wondering what to do about the coming insurrection. And I told him, as I told in videos, where to meet if such a thing does happen currently in the near future. That still stands. We have until 2024. I'm hoping it doesn't go that long, but the enemy loves to torture. They love to take their time and torture people. So, yeah, it's the crossroads at the 70. Is it 191 or something like that connects into the 70 that goes straight across the United States. That's the location, and there's like a diner or a store down there by Green River or something like that. Just that's where I recommended we meet if anything does happen. But yeah, Joseph Smith, his section 101, verse 40, starting in verse 43, he gives a parable of the enemy coming into Utah and chasing away the prophets. Technically, it has been fulfilled. They didn't run away. They were just silent and allowed the enemy to come in and destroy the coronavirus and insurrection. I saw yesterday, man, somebody had a Trump flag on the back of their truck. People are still in denial here in Utah, too. I don't care about the Book of Mormon that said that Trump was going to lose the election. I told you he was going to lose. Even the signs in the heavens said he was going to lose. I told you. You guys don't want to listen to me, as you've already shut me off, and I'm just talking to myself now. Oh, I need to play that Antebellum song, don't I? Oh, God. I'll grab myself a Mountain Dew, because I don't drink. There's a reason why I don't drink. It's in my DNA. DNA results came back and said, don't drink, don't touch it. So yeah, I just revealed how the enemy can assassinate me. Because they're not doing a very good job so far. They've tried multiple times, but they just can't do it. But yeah, they again are starting the cycle for the one way. They haven't succeeded with it, but they keep doing it over and over again, as if one of these days they're going to get it right. As if one of these days they're going to get a different result. Isn't that the definition of insanity? They just don't learn. So mean and white supremacist.